Can you edit a video with pre-made scenes, automatic transitions, and free images that you can just search for and enter into your video at the click of a button? Keep watching and find out. Hello, my friends. Welcome to EdTech with Adam. Today, we're continuing on with our comparison of all of the different recording, editing, and sharing apps that we use for our classes to make videos. And today, we're moving on to Adobe Spark, which I've heard about a lot from quite a few different teachers in different districts and institutions. A lot of people say good things about it. We're gonna go in and use our handy dandy table here to once again see how it stacks up, what features it has, what it doesn't have, and how you generally use it to make videos in your classes. So here we are on the home screen here after you log in. I'm just gonna go up here and click on Create a Project. And I'm going to scroll down to video. You can see that Adobe Spark has a lot of stuff you can do here. We're gonna focus on the videos. And when you do that, it opens this up, gives us an option to make a title. I'm going to create a little demo class today, continuing on with my ESL comparative grammar construction. So I'm going to call this comparative grammar and click on next. Now, the cool thing with Adobe Spark is it actually gives you templates for the videos, and it makes suggestions for how you can really capture your audience and really get your class engaged. And because of course I'm teaching a lesson, I'm going to use the Teach a Lesson template. So click on Pick this one. They give you lovely little advice here as you go through the program. And there's even a little demo video. We're going to skip that, of course. And this is very interesting. Like I said, you look here, it gives you advice for every slide, and it also gives you an idea of what you can put in each slide. So in addition to that, we also have some options for how we would like to present things. So we could have a video for the first introduction for engagement at full screen. We can do a split screen with the video and text on one side. We can have a big caption about the video. We can have a big title and text. Really, however you'd like to start this. I like just using videos. Of course, I'm a big video nerd, so I'm just going to click on full screen here. So I'm going to insert a video here, and I'm going to click on this plus in the top left-hand corner here and click on video. Now this is going to prompt me to open up a video that I've already recorded, and Adobe Spark does not have any recording software built into this. So I can't record something right here like I can with some of the other video apps that we've talked about. And so I've already prepared a video. I'm going to click on this, and it's going to import this video, get it ready. Now, the thing about Adobe Spark is it only lets you record and insert 30-second clips into each slide that we showed earlier. And this is unfortunate if you want to just record straight for 5 or 10 minutes. And for me, this isn't really ideal, but for some of you, this might work because you can intersperse video and picture and documents and handouts and things like that all in this presentation as I'm about to show you. But I already know that I made some mistakes during the beginning, and to really go through and find your parts of the video here, you drag this little box, and you can take either of these arms and you can extend it up to a total of 30 seconds. Now, let's quickly find the part that I want to use. So to do this, I highlight the section that I want to hear, click on play. Hello, my wonderful students. My name is Adra. Okay, so clearly I made a mistake there, and I want to go past that. I'm going to see if I can pick out the part that was correct. So let's go here. Hello, my wonderful student. Okay, so I just fast forwarded through that and found the first part of my video that I want to keep. Now, I want to keep some other stuff after this. However, I made another mistake here, and so I'm going to have to trim it. Now, Adobe Spark is a little funny when it comes to trimming video because it's not as easy as some of the other apps where you can go in and cut out whatever part you like. In order to trim video on Adobe Spark, you actually have to cut out the first part that you want, and I'm going to do that right here. I've selected the part that I want, and I'm going to click Save. And this takes a little while for it to go through and trim out this part of the video. The unfortunate thing is I have to go on to the next slide to insert another part of that video that I just made. It's not that long of a video, and I actually only want about 35, 40 seconds of it, but I'm gonna have to split that, because the limit's 30 seconds, into 2 separate clips on 2 separate slides. And as you can see here in the table, I wrote that trimming is a bit difficult, and this is the reason why I feel it's a bit difficult, because it takes a while to do, and it's not really efficient time-wise. Okay, so it's finally finished trimming. It takes quite a while for it to make these processes, but the processing time isn't quite as bad as it was on YouTube, so that is a plus here. But that being said, I only have about 10 seconds of video here, and as I can see if I play it, hello, my wonderful students. I have this all ready to go, but like I said, if I want to continue that clip, I have to click on the little ellipses at the top here. I'm going to click on duplicate, and in this window, I'm going to go on here and I have to click on video and re-upload that video clip I had a second ago, and then find the part after the part I wanted to trim, because like I said, we can't trim in between. We can only take bits here. So once again, I'm going to find the bit. I'm going to fast forward here, find a little bit after that to the end of my little introduction. And I'm going to click on save, and it's going to insert that into the second slide. So basically, in order to just create that 30, 40 seconds of introduction, I've had to spend about 5 or more minutes so far. All right, so we're back, and as you can see, we have our 2 video clips in 2 different scenes here, and they're all ready to go. You can see here that I have that, and this one is the ocean. One of the nice things about Adobe Spark is even after you've added all these videos and stuff, it doesn't slow down the entire editing process. However, one thing that I have to point out that I found is that once you load in more than one video clip, the preview breaks. It's impossible. So you won't be able to preview the entire video before you download it. You'll have to download it, which takes anywhere between 5 to even 30 minutes, depending on how big the video is. But unfortunately, you won't be able to see what's going on with that. And one thing we can see here that's kind of nice as well is you see a microphone, and we're going to be using that later. It allows you to narrate over video. So if you have video that is action but no sound, you can go ahead and narrate over that very easily just by holding this down. But what we're going to do now is we're going to continue on with our lesson. So we've done our introduction. Hopefully we've engaged the students to start thinking about their comparative grammar. So what do we want to do next here? Now they say talk about the concept. So we have the concept in a different file, in a text form. And while we're doing that, actually, I'm just thinking, I don't really like this color. So what I can do here, besides the layout, we have theme, and we can go through and choose some different themes. I like, ooh, that's very stylish. Whoa, that's stylish. All right, I like this one. So we're gonna choose this theme, and we're gonna hop over and grab our text, which will tell our students a little bit more about this grammar. All right, so here I am on a Google Doc. I'm just gonna grab this. I can right click and copy, or I can just press Control C, and then go back to Adobe Spark, and I'm gonna click on plus text this time, and Control V. And here we go. So this is right here for my students. So we could even narrate over this as well to create a more multimodal experience and even read this. So I could just hold down this button here, clicking down with my mouse, and say, comparative adjectives are used to compare differences between the two objects they modify: larger, smaller, faster, or higher. And there we go. Comparative adjectives. And you can see that we have that going together with our text now, which is really cool. And one thing I also want to point out that I've found while I've used this is that the audio you record with your microphone, the built-in recording function they have here, often records at a much higher volume than you might have from uploaded videos. So what I usually do is I go to my video files, and when you have your videos here, you can click on the page and then click on the pencil to edit. And at the bottom of here, we have a few different options for like zooming. You can zoom in and zoom out, and you can go back and trim more. We don't want to do that. We don't have enough time. Continue the clip, which doesn't really do anything really important for us. But here, clip volume will allow you to change the sound so you can silence the sound in the video. But what we need to do here is click loud, because again, we want to make sure that it's sort of equal with the audio input through my microphone on the other slides that Adobe Spark has captured, because that sound is going to be quite imbalanced. And that's another unfortunate thing in Adobe Spark, is the sound does not balance very well. You can't just control the sound of the entire video and alter it that way. So it's good to take these steps to try to ensure a pretty equal level of sound throughout. So I'm going to do this again in the first clip as well. Clicking on here, click on the pencil, click on the sound, and click on loud. So now, hello, my wonderful student. That's a little bit more equal to comparative adjectives, even though this one is still a little bit louder, as you can see. So now let's grab some examples. So I'm just going to fast forward, go over to my other page, grab my examples, and I'm going to paste them into another text file here. All right, so I pasted it right in here. Now, I'm a multimodal style of learner and teacher, and I like to give my students more than just text. So if possible, I love giving maybe some visual examples, and that'll allow us to leverage another really cool thing in this platform. So I'm going to go on to, actually, I'll go back to layout. I'm going to click split screen, which is going to make it so the text takes up half the screen. And I'm going to choose a photo to help my students understand this concept a little bit better. I'm going to click on, in all this list here, find free photos. But of course, as you see, you can get things from your Dropbox, Google Drive, all that kind of stuff. But the free photos, they have a whole bunch of databases that they take free photos from, and you don't have to sort through them all. They're all right here, very easy to use. So I'm just going to search dogs, because I have your dog is faster than Jim's dog. So let's give some dogs just as a little example here. How about these two running dogs? They look like they could express speed. And one thing you'll notice here is that when you first put the picture in, it might be a little bit blurry, but that is just over the time that it takes the program to kind of load them in. And once it loads in, they stop being blurry and the image gets quite a bit sharper as well. So now we have a nice little example here, some examples of the comparative construction. So one thing is, I don't have any voice right now over this clip. And you can see that if you don't have any voice or anything on the clip, it defaults to giving you 4 seconds. So you can either go here and expand the time or lengthen the time so that the clip is longer. I'm actually going to say something here. I'm going to say, here are some examples of the comparative grammar. All right, and now it just recorded that, and now this is going to last for 4 seconds. Now, that's unfortunate now. Now that I look at it, if it only lasts for 4 seconds, that's not going to give my students enough time to read it. So it looks like I'm going to have to remove my narration, click on this, and expand it a little to give them some time to look at this. And this is unfortunate, but this is just the way that Adobe Spark works. All right, so now how about an explanation of how the grammar works? That's always very important. So I'm going to go here, and once again, I'm going to fast forward, go grab some more information, and I'll paste it right in here. Okay, so I've put the rules for constructing this grammar in here, and maybe I'll just say something really shortly here to describe how this works to my students. So to make this grammar, okay, so that's all done. Before I get to the next section, which will encourage my students to try it themselves, I'm going to click on the ellipses again. I'm going to duplicate this one. And now instead of having the text here, so I can just click on the text and click the garbage can to delete it, I'm going to click on the plus sign up here, click on photo. Now we had it on find free photo before, but I'm going to go back and now I'm going to click on upload a photo. So one of my own photos here, and I'm going to take this little guide here. Now you can see here that this guide is really big. It's too big for the page. So I can click on the pencil and click on the zoom out thing. I can even hold the button down there and zoom it out. And I'll actually bring it a little bit bigger so the students can see it a little better. And I can source where I got this from later on in the credits of my video. But here, now I have this, and I'm just going to describe this really quickly for my students. So because it's 30 seconds, I don't think I can describe all of these in 30 seconds. So I'm just going to describe the first two here. So as you can see, all right, now I want to also keep describing this one. So once again, I'm gonna have to click on the ellipses, click duplicate, And now on the next slide, I'm going to continue my description because again, we have a 30-second limit on this. So we have to try to break things up to make this work. So on this slide, I'm going to talk about the other two in this worksheet. For 3 or more syllables, all right, so now I'm going to get my students to try this out. So I'm going to click on You Try It, and I have a worksheet for them that I want them to do. So once again, I'm going to click on Photo. I'm going to go back to Upload Photo, and I have a worksheet here. Once again, it's going to be way too big, so I'm going to click on the pencil, zoom out. Here we go. So I have this. I'm just going to maybe capture these ones so it's not too small for them to look at. So I'm going to try a little trick here. Because if I record it, the time that they can see the sheet is only limited to the time that I'm speaking, or I don't speak and their time is limited to however long I set it here, 30 seconds max, I'm going to try something a little different here. All right, now I want you guys to try out this grammar. I want you to use some of the words that you know to try to fill in these sentences, and some adjectives will work better than others, but I'd like you to really try to be open and have fun with this. Please feel free to pause this right now so that you can do this activity. Haha, do you see what I did there? So I didn't make any sound at the very end. I gave them a chance to pause so that they could enjoy this worksheet. Hopefully enjoy this worksheet and not feel super rushed to just finish off the video and miss out on this great opportunity to improve their skills. Okay, so we're finally near the end here. Now for this one, I just want to wrap up with something short and sweet. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a split screen, and I'm going to choose 2 photos, and I'm going to use the Find a Free Photo, and I'll grab one picture of a cheetah. Oh, this one looks cool. And I'll do another picture here, and I'll find a free photo of a turtle. Here's a good turtle here. And I'll wrap up my presentation here with the final words. I hope this was a great opportunity and a fun way for you to learn about comparative adjectives and how you make them. And now you can say awesome sentences like, the cheetah is faster than the turtle. All right. So I'm pretty much all done here. Now all I have left is the credits. And I do have some credits prepared, so I'll just fast forward and copy and paste those over. All right, so I'm back. I got my credits and where I got my stuff from, and this is all good now. So let's just take a moment to discuss a couple things that we haven't covered yet. One of them, which is the resize part. And resize here changes the size, and this typically, I think, would fit a lot better if you're using, for example, Instagram or something like that. But we're not making a video for Instagram. We're making it for YouTube or to share with our students. And I like widescreen, so I'm going to choose widescreen. And the other one is music. Now for music here, as you can hear, if we go through any of these slides, hello, my wonderful students. There's music in the background. And what I've found is the music is actually quite strong. I typically like to turn it down to about 25% so it's not overpowering the video. Comparative adjectives are used to compare. And as you can hear, even at this amount, it's quite a lot. But yeah, if you turn it up really loud, then you're not going to be able to hear yourself. Comparative adjectives are used. That's the last thing here. Now, the other thing about the music is they do have a bunch of free music you can use right in the library here. And if you want to add your own music, you can do that too. Be careful about using your own music though, because this is a way that you could get flagged on YouTube, or even worse, get in trouble at your school district or your school should publishers come chasing down your school for your illegal use of their music. So this is just something to keep a heads up about. All right, so let's just talk about a few of the things that we haven't discussed yet on our table of features and everything else here. So first of all, is there any classroom management? No. So unlike some of the other apps, there is no way to manage the videos within a classroom, but of course you could take these videos, download them into your Google Drive, and then put them in your Google Classroom or something like that quite easily. In terms of green screening, there is no way to do any green screen. Despite the fact that I do have a green screen, it's unfortunate. And for screencasting, which is really popular and is available in a lot of apps these days, it is not available in Adobe Spark. So if you want to share your desktop as you're doing something, this application might not be the best for you. Another popular feature, which is facial blurring or object blurring, is another thing that you cannot do in Adobe Spark for video editing, but you can do it for picture editing in some of the other little areas of Adobe Spark. So unfortunately for video, that's also a no. If you want an app where students can make their videos and be able to respond to each other with, this is also not something that we can do in Adobe Spark. They don't have any space for this. And in terms of whiteboarding, this is another thing that Adobe Spark does not have. So you can't just open up something and whiteboard or draw on and record what you're drawing on the screen. Finally, and for me personally, one of the most unfortunate things is Adobe Spark doesn't give you any features to add any closed captions. Now, if you download the video and upload it to YouTube, YouTube will automatically generate captions for it. But some of the other apps out there also have features where they automatically do captions for you within the program. So this is, again, unfortunately, another thing that Adobe Spark does not have in its native interface. Let's talk about compliancy now. And this is, of course, a really hot issue. Now, in as far as Canadian institutions and schools are concerned, Adobe Spark is not FIPPA compliant because it actually does have all of your videos that you make and all of the contents that you upload are stored on Adobe servers, which are located in the United States and possibly even internationally. Unfortunately, that means that it is not FIPPA compliant. And in terms of being FERPA compliant, they have stated on the Adobe website that it is. However, that would also vary between state to state and district to district. So again, it's important to ask your IT staff first, but if you are using this and you're watching this from the United States, then you do have a higher chance of it being accepted as a platform you can use in your school. So Adobe Spark, unfortunately, even though they do say that you can use a lot of their stuff in different learning management systems, it seems that they've only officially created extensions for Canvas. So for Canvas LMS users, they're all good. They can use Adobe Spark very easily, but for everyone else in Schoology and Sakai and Google Classroom and Brightspace, all of the other ones, unfortunately, the best you'll be able to do is really either download the video and upload it into your learning management system, or link perhaps the video that you've downloaded and upload it up to YouTube or something like that to your learning management system. But officially, it does not support any of the other ones in any direct way. The final thing is the price tag of Adobe Spark. So we're using the free version here, and as you can see with the free version, there's the Adobe Spark watermark on the bottom right-hand corner of the video. At the end of the video, as you can see here, it plays a little short clip advertising Adobe Spark. Now, if you don't want this, and if you want to have access to some more robust features in terms of video editing, and also especially in terms of the media that you can click and drop into your video, then you can pay this extra fee. This is, of course, $9.99 per month per user. This, of course, comes out to $9.99 per month for a user. Might not be that great if you want every single student in your class to have this, unless you somehow convince your school to purchase a license to use Adobe Suite, in which case they have different pricing plans for different size schools and all of that kind of stuff. But it is worth pointing out that the free version does have a lot of features, and I wouldn't say it's a huge jump between the free version to the premium version. So if you're just looking at using something and you don't mind the watermark, you don't mind the advertisement at the end, then why not? If it works for you, then that's great. So I'm going to be posting the video that I created in Adobe Spark after I upload this video. So if you want to see what it looks like, take a look at my videos on my YouTube channel and check it out. If you like this and if this was useful to you, please subscribe, please like, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you'd like me to go into in terms of EdTech. What would you like me to compare? What kinds of questions do you have? I'd love to be able to help you. If you have any colleagues that could use this, please let them know about it as well. And as always, I'm Adam, your personal EdTech specialist, and stay healthy.